What's up, everybody? Eric here, Florida High Performance. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. I've got a doozy for you today. Beautiful 2016 Corvette Z06 here in front of me. Belongs to one of our favorite customers, a brother of ours, Willy. Willy was gracious enough to not only allow Florida High Performance to build him this beautiful machine, but also allow us to do a full feature on this vehicle, which we're going to do here today in this video. Now, if you've seen some of the other Z06 features on this channel, such as Carlo Z06 or Brian Z06, you know that each one of those gentlemen had very specific needs and wants out of the vehicle, and the vehicles themselves featured things that were custom and unique to those cars. Willy's 2016 Z06 is no exception. It's got some really cool stuff under the hood. We're gonna get more into that and other details throughout this video. Welcome back to the channel, guys. As always, be sure to subscribe. That helps this channel grow. Make sure you like the videos, comment below. Speaking of comments, guys, this channel's been blowing up. We really appreciate that. We're getting a ton of comments. I'm doing everything I can to answer each and every one of them, but the ones that we either miss or just cannot get to, good news. We're actually coming out with a new podcast series called The Battered Mechanic, where I will be hosting the show, talking about the highs, the lows, the good and bad of the automotive industry, and point of view from a shop owner and maybe even as an employee. So if you're not able to get a hold of me through the comments, well, maybe some of what I have to talk about in the podcast will answer those questions and or concerns. We're really looking forward to getting that podcast out. In fact, by the time you see this feature on Willy's Corvette, episode 1, 2, and maybe even 3 will already be live on this channel. So be sure to check out the Battered Mechanic podcast series. Before I get into the engine modifications on Willy's Corvette, I want to talk a little bit about the exterior. This car is absolutely beautiful. It's a 2016 Z06 in shark gray metallic, one of my favorite colors. And what I really like about the exterior, other than the color, is the carbon fiber accents that are all over this thing, the front and the rear. Just an absolutely beautiful car. Willy takes excellent care of this thing. Very, very impressed by the care that's put into this. We get a lot of cars that come in here that are sort of beat up. This is not one of them. So you'll get to see some rolling shots of this car out on the road when Willy takes you for a ride later in this feature video. It's sort of a mix between aftermarket and OEM, but very, very well balanced. Really like the outside of this car. Let's get to the mechanics of the build. First thing you're gonna notice when you open the hood, boom. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a Harrop 2650, the very first one we installed here at Florida High Performance. This thing is awesome. These guys are from Australia. They've been around since 1955. They contacted us about 6 months ago and said, hey, listen guys, we're getting into the US market. We offer the superchargers for the LT4 platform and other LS platforms. We'd love to work with you. Would you like to try our 2650 on a Z06? Of course, I said, hell yeah. So we went and got one in. After talking to Willy about the build and what his goals were and what he was trying to do, we thought this would be a great fit for him. We had talked actually earlier on about porting his stock supercharger and decided along the way that a 2650 would be a better fit. How does a Harrop stack up to a Magnuson? Great question. Same size, 2650. I will tell you that this is a little bit better fit and finish than the Maggies. We use a lot of Magnuson superchargers here, but I like the service that was provided by Harrop. They're a very friendly company to work with. They've got a lot of technology in these things. They really look good. I sort of like the way the lid looks in this thing. And so it was a nice alternative. What I also like about Harrop is they machine and design a lot of things in-house. And it's sort of nice to work with a company where if we need something modified or something changed, or we need to take this blower and make a change to it for a specific application, they're open to do that. They also offer their own port plates. If you're gonna add port injection to this vehicle, they offer those in-house. So not only are you gonna go with the Harrop Supercharger, but you'll be able to use their Harrop port plates as well, as opposed to say a Magnuson where we're gonna use a too high PSI plate or a DSX plate or something like that. So just a really, really nice company to deal with. This is an awesome supercharger. The biggest advantage of this unit over a stock supercharger is gonna be the intercooling capacity. The intercooler bricks in this unit are 2.5 times the size of that in the stock LT4 supercharger. So plenty of cooling going on there, plenty of efficiency. So for all those reasons that I just listed, that's why we decided to go with a Harrop 2650 on Willy's Corvette build. One change we did make compared to some of the other Z06s you've seen on this channel, the camshaft selection. He was looking more for something he could drive anywhere, anytime, that wouldn't detract from the overall feel of the car and how it came from the factory. We actually went with a Katech custom camshaft on this car that was not as aggressive. It was going to leave a little bit of peak power on the table but make excellent torque. And we were okay with that, right? So at the end of the day, we listen to our customers' needs and wants. That's very important to us here. It's not my way or the highway. I'm certainly gonna make suggestions along the way, but at the end of the day, that's what he wanted, and that's what we were gonna give him. Other things you'll see in the engine bay, beautiful carbon fiber Corsa cold air intake. Of course, we upgraded to the 19-inch DeWitt's fan and HD radiator combination that we run on most of these C7s, so much better cooling for the engine. We turned to our friends at Katech Performance and utilized one of their 103mm throttle bodies that made it perfectly with the 103mm snout from Harrop. It's a CNC machined, it's not a cast aluminum piece, so it's just really, really nice. Another little benefit of running a Harrop Supercharger in your car. But overall, just a very tried and true setup as always. And again, with the exception of the camshaft change, which is something that Willy requested, this is our tried and true head cam package that just works. In addition to the engine modifications, of course, we're running a set of long tube headers, and we added a few items that are going to help the heat exchanger system be more efficient, namely an expansion tank and a larger heat exchanger at the front of the vehicle. When it came to the fuel system on this car, and after speaking to Willy about what kind of fuel he wanted to run, it was pretty clear that he wanted to stick to 93. He didn't want to run meth injection, no E85, any flex tuning, anything like that. So, of course, we have a lot more air going in the engine now with these modifications. We got to think about fuel system. So we went with our standard setup on this, where we added an auxiliary low side, which is going to give us plenty of low side volume. We stuck with the factory LT4 high side injectors and high pressure fuel pump. And then of course a larger fuel lobe on the camshaft itself helped with the volume on the high side. So again, standard setup here at Florida High Performance on 93. He's got plenty of fuel now, perfect for what Willy was looking for. So some of you out there have accused me of taking a little too long to get to the point in these videos. So I'm gonna make it brief for you guys with short attention spans. Let's get right into it. All right, how much power did this car make? Car came in basically stock. We baseline tested it. It's a 16 Z06 automatic transmission, 9 PSI, made a couple pulls in the dyno. 534, 600, 534 horsepower, 600 foot-pounds of torque, yippee skippy, right? That's pretty much what these cars make, anywhere from 530 to 550 wheels. So Willy's car was right in the ballpark. Went ahead and got the car in the lift, did the modifications. When everything was said and done, we got with Derek at DD Tech Tuning. Final horsepower was 734 at the wheels. Final rear wheel torque was 770. So if you compare that to the stock numbers, man, it was an awesome gain. Despite having a little smaller camshaft in this, very, very happy with the results. 18 pounds of boost is what we were able to land at with an 85mm upper and 18% overdrive pulley. So I was expecting, again, 16 to 18 pounds. We were right there. So plenty of boost. And 15.5 degrees of timing, so very, very safe, very conservative on 93. So again, very, very happy with the results. It's exactly what we were expecting. And of course, this car drives so well. Really at the end of the day, that smaller camshaft just provides excellent drivability, a really nice idle note, which is what Willy was looking for. So we're gonna get with Willy now. Willy's gonna hop in this thing, he's gonna drive it around. You're gonna hear a little bit from him and his experience here at Florida High Performance. Any questions, comments, please hit me up. I will get back to your comments. Like the video, be sure to subscribe. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out the channel. Look forward to seeing you in the next review here at the Florida High Performance YouTube channel.
Hi guys, my name is Willy and you're in my 2016 Z06. I've wanted a Corvette since I was a kid, as long as I can remember, definitely since I was driving. And this is the first Corvette I've ever owned. When I bought the car, I said I would never modify it, never even tint the windows. And about a year and a half after owning the car, I found Eric and Florida High Performance on YouTube. And I talked to several shops, but none of them gave me the comfort level that I got from Eric. Eric, I could tell right off the bat, knew what he was talking about, knew what he was doing. And Eric met all those goals that I had, and it turned out perfectly. And I even went on a ride with some of his clients in their cars. I can't say enough good things about the crew here at Florida High Performance, including Jesse. They've been fantastic, and they've treated me like family. They really have. Anyway, guys, thank you for coming for a ride with me in my 2016 Z06. I'm gonna sign out now and enjoy this ride. It's a beautiful day.